Welcome back class 10 to the online bio classes. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is excretory system. It has been marked as chapter number 8 in your book. Now what is excretion? Excretion means removal of waste from the body, the waste which are produced due to metabolism like urea, which is generated in our body. Urea is a nitrogenous waste and it has to be removed from the body because if it remains accumulated in the blood, it causes blood poisoning, that is uremia, which may be harmful for the health of the individual. Now, apart from that, excess of water which is released from the body is also a excretory product, which is released in the form of sweat, in the form of urine. So, excretion means the removal of nitrogenous waste from the body is called excretion. Alright, I am not writing the definition. And what is excretory system? That system of organs like liver, kidney, skin, which helps to remove these nitrogenous waste are known as excretory organs. And this system which helps to remove waste from our body is called excretory system. Now, what is egestion and excretion? What is the difference between them? Egestion is a term related to digestive system in which the removal of undigested food in the form of feces is known as egestion. So egestion is the word which is different from excretion. Egestion is removal of undigested food, that is waste. Removal of undigested food which has been fully digested and the remaining part of that food is removed from the body. So removal of undigested food in the form of feces, that is toilet, is called egestion. It is the last part of the digestive system, digestive process. Like ingestion is the first part. After that we have the absorption, ingestion, then digestion, then we have absorption, assimilation, and the last one is egestion, that is removal of waste from the body. Now, what is the excretory products of human beings? There are three excretory products which are mentioned in your book. The excretory products, what are they? Means what are the waste products which are formed in our body? Number one, we have the excretory product, that is carbon dioxide. You know that carbon dioxide is produced in our body cells as a result of the process of respiration. Like when our each and every body cell, they will oxidize the food, that is burn the glucose molecules in the presence of oxygen during aerobic respiration. It will produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. This energy is in the form of ATP. So CO2 is it is a respiratory waste which is produced during respiration and it is removed through our lungs when we breathe out, that is exhale the air. The air which we breathe out is called exhaled air, and the exhaled air contains large amount of CO2. Now next we have, it is 85% is transported, this CO2 in the form of through the blood plasma as sodium bicarbonate, Na2CO3. Why? Because carbon dioxide dissolved in the blood plasma, that is in the water, to form bicarbonate. Like CO2 plus H2O, it will form bicarbonate, carbonic acid, and it is diffused into the air through exhalation. 10% of carbon dioxide is carried away as potassium bicarbonate by the RBCs. Then the second excretory product that we have is bile pigments. Now what are these bile pigments? You know the word bile. It is related to liver. Liver produces a digestive juice which is greenish yellow in color. It helps in the, it contains different types of enzymes that helps in the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins. And now these bile pigments, they are made in the liver by the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, you know, is a respiratory pigment which is present in RBC, the one which gives red color to the RBC. So this bile pigments are made in the liver from the hemoglobin, when the RBCs will break down, they will release in the formation of bile pigments. So when the old RBCs are destroyed, they form two types of bile pigments, that is bilirubin and biliverdin. So if asked name two bile pigments, you can write this one, bilirubin and biliverdin. It is carried to the duodenum. Duodenum is the first part of the small intestine, and then it is excreted or removed from the body along with the feces. Now third one, that is the third excretory product that is present in our body, is urea. That's why we are called ureotelic. So you should know that organisms are classified into three types according to their nitrogenous waste which they produce. Like if they produce ammonia, which is particularly found in aquatic animals like fishes, because ammonia removal needs plenty of water and they are living in water, so such organisms are called aminotelic. Those living organisms which removes nitrogenous waste in the form of urea, they are called ureotelic. So we are ureotelic because our chief or the main nitrogenous waste is urea. And the birds and others which need very less quantity of water to remove the nitrogenous waste, their nitrogenous waste is in the form of uric acid. So such organisms are called uricotelic. So remember, three types of organisms are there according to the waste which they produce. What are they? Aminotelic, ureotelic and uricotelic. Now what is urea? Urea is the nitrogenous waste which is produced by the breakdown of amino acids. It is made in the liver by the process of deamination by a cycle called ornithine cycle. Okay, urea is produced. Now if it is asked in one word answer, where is urea produced? Answer is urea is produced in the liver. Okay, what is the name of the process? Ornithine cycle. Is not in the syllabus. It is made in the liver during deamination of amino acids, that is excess proteins. Body cannot store excess proteins, so these are broken down into amino acids and finally they are broken down into the urea. And this urea is carried into the blood to the kidney where it is filtered to form the urine. So along with the urine, the urea is removed from the body or excreted. It is a nitrogenous metabolic waste. Okay. Now in vertebrates, the kidneys perform the function of excretion. They also regulate the amount of salt and water balance in the body. That's why kidneys are also called the organs of osmoregulation. Alright, now what are the excretory organs of human beings? Next topic we have to study is excretory organs. Which are the organs that helps to remove waste in our body? Number one, in your book also it is highlighted. First organ is skin. How skin acts as an excretory organ? Because you know that our skin is made up of two layers. The outer layer is called epidermis. The inner layer of skin is called dermis. And the dermis contains two types of glands. They are sweat glands and sebaceous gland or the oil gland. So sweat gland is the one which produces sweat. So you know that what is the sweat? It is a mixture of water, salt, urea and other wastes, nitrogenous waste. Now this skin, during perspiration or sweating, the excess water along with some salt and urea is removed from the body in the form of sweat. Alright, so salts and urea is excreted or it is removed from the body in the form of sweat. Sweating also helps to maintain our body temperature. Like you may have seen that during winter season, like now it's the winter time, the speed of sweating is reduced. Like we do not sweat at all because of low temperature. But during the summer season, when the temperature is very high, we lose our excess body heat in the form of sweat. Because when the excess water is removed, it also takes the latent body heat by the process of evaporation. The excess of body temperature is removed when the sweat evaporates. And we are continuously sweating, but since it is always changing into the water vapor or evaporating into the atmosphere, we are not able to notice it. So if the body temperature rises during exercise, then we do more sweating. Like if you do some physical exercise like running or do some gym and all, at that time the rate of sweating will be very high because your body temperature increases, and the sweating helps to remove that excess body temperature. Hot weather, physical exercises, and even during our sickness, when we are suffering from fever, at that time there is increased sweating. Now during summer, water is lost in the form of sweat from the body. As a result, more and more water is reabsorbed from the uriniferous tubules, that is from that part of the kidney where urine is produced. So since more and more water is reabsorbed from the urine tubules, uriniferous tubules, that's why during the summer season we have less quantity of urine production. Why? Because that excess water from the urine is reabsorbed to maintain the water balance in the body. But during the winter season, we produce large amount of urine. Why is it so? Because those excess water which is present in our body is removed. There is no sweating, body temperature is also not high. So that's why the frequency of urination becomes more in winter than in summer, and it helps in maintaining the body temperature. Now next organ that we have to study, excretory organ, is the lungs. You know, lungs are the main organs of respiratory system because it is the organ which helps to exchange the gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide. So during the process of excretion, how lungs act as an excretory organ? Because it helps to remove excess of carbon dioxide which is produced in the body cells during respiration by the process of exhalation. When we breathe out, we remove that excess of CO2. Okay? Along with some moisture is also removed. Like you can feel it on a glass surface, just blow out the air. You will find that the water droplets will also appear. Why? Because we are not only removing CO2, but some water vapor is also lost in the form of moisture when we exhale. Now the third organ of excretion or the excretory organ is liver. You know, liver is a digestive organ also. Liver is the organ, the largest gland. It is the one which produces a digestive juice called bile. Apart from that, liver also helps in excretion. How? Because it helps to produce the bile pigments which are formed in the liver from the breakdown of hemoglobin of RBCs, and it is then taken to the small intestine where it is removed from the body along with the feces. Besides bile pigments, liver or the bile also contains cholesterol. You have heard about the cholesterol, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. So cholesterol is the oily or the fatty layer which is deposited in the blood vessels, which reduces the supply of blood to the organs. So we should take such foods which are not containing extra cholesterol. Derivatives of steroid hormones, extra vitamins, and many salts are also excreted along with the feces. Now next one is, what is deamination? These are the three organs we studied about the excretory organs: skin, lungs, and liver. Now what is deamination? Deamination means the process in which excess of amino acid is broken down to form urea. So amino acid is broken down into urea. That is called deamination. Amino acid is converted into urea. That process of changing excess amino acids into urea is called deamination. And where it is done? It is done in the liver. The glucose which is formed as a byproduct during deamination is stored in the liver as glycogen. Okay? Because you know that liver is the organ, and the skin also, which helps to store excess glucose in the form of glycogen. And whenever our body needs energy, there is glycogenolysis, during which the stored glucose in the liver is reconverted into glucose and supplied to the all parts of the body through the blood. Okay? Now next we have is the kidneys. The kidneys are the main excretory organs. We studied about the three organs. The fourth organ is the kidney. Kidney is the main excretory organ, and it is the one which helps in the formation of urine. That is, it helps to remove excess of urea, which is a nitrogenous waste product, in the form of urine. Okay, it also removes excess water from the body. Now, excretory system of human beings. The excretory system of human beings is associated with the removal of urine, and that's why the other name of excretory system is, because it removes excess of urea in the form of urine, it is also called as urinary system. So other name of excretory system is urinary system. Why? Because the excess of that excretion we do is particularly of urine, in which excess amino acid, this urea, is removed, and that's why it is also known as urinary system. Now, what do the urinary system consist of? You have studied in lower classes also. So in the next topic we'll discuss about the urinary system in human beings. Okay.